You have shown the reverse, backside, of the famous United States bicentennial quarter dollar, 1776 to 1976, with no mint mark, which means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This is one of the most popular modern U.S. coins because it was made to celebrate America's 200th anniversary of independence, 1776 to 1976. Instead of a single date, it carries the dual date, 1776 to 1976, to honor the bicentennial of the United States. This special quarter was authorized by Congress in 1973 and released in 1975 and 1976. Interestingly, no quarters were dated 1975. All quarters produced in those 2 years carry the dual date 1776 to 1976. The design was chosen through a national competition. The reverse design, which you shared in the image, was created by Jack L. AHR. It features a colonial Revolutionary War drummer facing left, holding drumsticks, with a victory torch surrounded by 13 stars representing the original 13 colonies. Around the top edge it reads United States of America, and at the bottom quarter dollar. On the left side of the drummer you can see the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. The obverse, front side of the coin still shows George Washington's portrait, originally designed by John Flanagan in 1932. The word liberty appears at the top, in God we trust on the left, and the dual date 1776 to 1976 at the bottom. If there is no mint mark, it was minted in Philadelphia. Coins with a D were minted in Denver, and coins with an S were minted in San Francisco, some of which were proof or silver versions. The standard bicentennial quarter with no mint mark is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, outer layers 75% copper, 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and a ridged edge. The Philadelphia Mint produced a very large quantity, over 800 million pieces, which means this coin is very common in circulation today. Because of the high mintage, most circulated 1776 to 1976 quarters without a mint mark are worth face value, 25 cents, if worn. In better condition, uncirculated, they may sell for $1 to $5, depending on condition and shine. Extremely high-grade coins graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading companies can bring higher prices. However, they are not rare unless they have a special error. Some collectors look for mint errors such as double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, wrong metal strikes, drummer boy doubling. If such an error exists, the coin's value can increase significantly. There were also 40% silver bicentennial quarters produced in San Francisco, S mint mark, mainly for collector sets. Those silver versions are more valuable due to their silver content. Historically, this coin represents an important celebration in American history. The year 1976 marked 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence on July 4, 1776. Across the United States, there were parades, events, special stamps, and commemorative coins issued to honor the bicentennial. The drummer symbolizes the spirit of the Revolutionary War and American independence. Today, the bicentennial quarter is one of the most collected modern U.S. coins. Many people save them because of the unique dual date and special reverse design. Even though it is common, it carries strong historical and patriotic value. Next top 2. The United States of America quarter dollar 1977, D with the word Liberty, is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, one of the most recognized and widely collected coins in American history. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark located on the obverse, front side of the coin, just to the right of George Washington's ponytail. The 1977 D quarter represents the continuation of the traditional Washington design that resumed after the special bicentennial design of 1776 to 1976. In 1977, the U.S. Mint returned to the standard single-date format, and the coin simply reads 1977 at the bottom of Washington's portrait. On the obverse, front, of the 1977 D quarter, you will see the left-facing bust of George Washington, the first President of the United States. This portrait was originally designed by sculptor John Flanagan in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. Around the top edge appears the word Liberty, a powerful symbol of American freedom and independence. To the left of Washington's neck is the national motto In God We Trust, and below the portrait is the date 1977. The small D mint mark confirms that this particular coin was produced in Denver, Colorado. On the reverse, backside, the design also comes from John Flanagan. It features a majestic heraldic eagle with wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows symbolizing strength and readiness to defend the nation. Beneath the arrows are 2 olive branches representing peace. Above the eagle's head appears the inscription United States of America, and just below that is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. At the bottom edge, the denomination quarter dollar is clearly written. The design reflects national pride, unity, and strength. The 1977 D quarter is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, which became standard for U.S. quarters starting in 1965 when silver was removed from regular circulating coins. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a core of pure copper. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and has a reeded, ridged edge. Because it contains no silver, its value is generally based on condition rather than metal content. In terms of mintage, the Denver Mint produced a very large quantity of 1977 D quarters, over 256 million coins. Because of this high production number, the coin is considered common in circulated grades. Most examples found in everyday condition are worth only face value, 25 cents. However, coins in uncirculated condition, mint state, can be worth between $1 and $5, depending on their quality and luster. Higher grade examples graded MS65 or above by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC may sell for more, especially if they show strong strike detail and minimal marks. Collectors sometimes search for error varieties among 1977 D quarters. Possible mint errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, double die errors, though rare for this year, die cracks or cut errors, broad strikes. If such an error is verified, the coin's value could increase significantly. The historical period of 1977 in the United States was just after the bicentennial celebration. The country was moving forward after celebrating 200 years of independence in 1976. President Jimmy Carter was inaugurated in January 1977, marking a new chapter in American political history. Though the coin itself does not commemorate a special event, it reflects the stable continuation of the Washington Quarter series, which has become one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. For coin collectors, the 1977 D quarter is often collected as part of a complete Washington Quarter date and mint set, 1932 to 1998 clad series. While it is not rare, finding one in gem condition with strong original mint luster can still be satisfying for collectors building high-grade sets. Next top 3. The United States of America Quarter Dollar 1979 D with Liberty is part of the historic Washington Quarter series, one of the longest-running and most collected coin series in U.S. history. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark located on the obverse front of the coin, just to the right of George Washington's ponytail. The 1979 D quarter continues the traditional Washington design that began in 1932 and remained unchanged in its basic form until the state quarters program started in 1999. On the obverse front of the 1979 D quarter, you will see the left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. This portrait was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. At the top of the coin appears the word Liberty, symbolizing American freedom and independence. To the left of Washington's neck is the national motto In God We Trust. At the bottom is the date 1979, and near the lower right side of the portrait is the D mint mark, indicating production at the Denver facility. The reverse back of the coin also features John Flanagan classic design, a powerful heraldic eagle with wings fully spread. The eagle is perched on a bundle of arrows, representing strength and readiness to defend the nation. Below the arrows are olive branches, symbolizing peace. Above the eagle reads United States of America, and just beneath that is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. At the bottom, the denomination quarter dollar is clearly inscribed. This reverse design remained standard on Washington quarters from 1932 until 1998, except for the 1976 bicentennial issue. The 1979 D quarter is composed of copper-nickel clad metal, the standard composition used for circulating quarters since 1965. It consists of outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a core of pure copper. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and features a reeded edge. Because it does not contain silver, its value depends mainly on condition rather than metal content. In terms of production numbers, the Denver Mint struck approximately 489 million 1979 D quarters, making it a very common coin in circulation. Due to this high mintage, most examples found in everyday circulated condition are worth only face value, 25 cents. However, coins in uncirculated, mint state, condition with bright original luster can be worth between $1 and $5. High-grade examples graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC may sell for higher prices, especially if they have strong strike detail and minimal surface marks. Although the 1979 D quarter is common, collectors sometimes search for mint errors or varieties, which can increase value. Possible errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks or cut errors, double die errors, rare for this year, broad strikes. Coins with verified mint errors can be worth significantly more, depending on the type and condition of the error. Historically, the year 1979 was an important time in the United States. It was during the presidency of Jimmy Carter, and it was also the year the U.S. Mint introduced the Susan B. Anthony dollar, the first small-sized dollar coin featuring a real woman in U.S. history. While the 1979 D quarter itself does not commemorate a special event, it represents the continuation of traditional American coinage during a period of economic and political change. For collectors building a complete Washington quarter-clad set, 1965 to 1998, the 1979 D is an essential date and mint mark. Though not rare, finding a high-quality example with sharp details and original mint shine can still be rewarding. Next top 4. The United States of America quarter dollar 1988, D with the inscription Liberty, is part of the long-running and historically important Washington quarter series, which began in 1932 and continued with its original eagle reverse design until 1998. The 1988 D quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark located on the obverse front of the coin, just to the right of George Washington's ponytail. This coin represents a standard circulating issue of the late 1980s, a time when the United States Mint was producing hundreds of millions of coins annually to meet national demand. On the obverse front of the 1988 D quarter, you will see the left-facing portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The portrait was designed by sculptor John Flanagan and was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. At the top of the coin is the word Liberty, representing freedom and the founding ideals of the United States. To the left of Washington's neck appears the national motto, "In God We Trust." At the bottom is the date 1988, and to the right of the ribbon at the back of Washington's hair is the D mint mark, confirming it was struck in Denver. The reverse back of the coin features the traditional heraldic eagle design, also created by John Flanagan. The eagle is shown with wings spread wide, symbolizing strength and national pride. It stands on a bundle of arrows, representing readiness and defense, while olive branches below symbolize peace. Around the top edge is the inscription United States of America, and just below that is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. At the bottom, the denomination quarter dollar is clearly written. This classic reverse was used on Washington quarters from 1932 until the design changed in 1999 for the 50-state quarters program. The 1988 D quarter is made of copper-nickel clad composition, the standard material for U.S. quarters since 1965 when silver was removed from circulating coins due to rising metal prices. The coin consists of outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a core of pure copper. It weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and features a reeded edge, the ridges around the edge of the coin. Because it contains no silver, its intrinsic metal value is equal to its face value. The Denver Mint produced approximately 596,000,1988 D quarters, making it a very common coin. Due to this high mintage, most 1988 D quarters found in circulation today are worth only 25 cents, face value, if they show wear. However, coins in uncirculated condition, mint state, with bright original luster and minimal marks may be worth $1 to $5. High-grade examples graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading companies such as PCGS or NGC can sell for higher prices, especially if they are well struck and nearly flawless. Although the 1988 D quarter is common, collectors sometimes search for mint errors or varieties that can increase value. Possible errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks or cut errors, broad strikes, double die varieties, rare for this year. If such an error is authenticated, the coin's value can rise significantly depending on rarity and condition. The year 1988 in the United States was historically notable. It was the final full year of President Ronald Reagan's administration, and it was also a presidential election year in which George H.W. Bush was elected. Economically, the U.S. was experiencing growth during the late 1980s. While the 1988 D quarter does not commemorate a special historical event, it reflects everyday American commerce during this period. For collectors building a complete Washington quarter-clad series set, 1965 to 1998, the 1988 D is an essential issue. Although it is not rare, finding a sharply detailed, fully lustrous example without heavy contact marks can still be satisfying. Some collectors aim to complete high-grade registry sets, where even common dates like the 1988 D become valuable in top condition. In summary, the 1988 D Washington quarter is a standard circulation coin made at the Denver Mint, featuring George Washington on the front and the heraldic eagle on the back. It is composed of copper-nickel clad metal, widely produced, and generally worth face value unless found in exceptional uncirculated condition or with a mint error. Even though it is common, it remains a meaningful piece of American numismatic history and a symbol of the nation's enduring design tradition.